2024 Lexus GX. This is totally new for 2024, completely redesigned, doesn't look like any previous GX. I did a brief walk around at the New York Auto Show for you guys. I did a drive with this off-road and on-road back in January, but that was for a girl's guide to cars. Now I have it at home for a week, and honestly, I love this SUV. This is something I would buy for my family. This is a 3-row SUV, which I have owned for my family. I have 3 kids, and it would be an amazing jump from a minivan to a luxury 3-row SUV. I love Lexus SUVs, and the boxy shape of this GX is just gorgeous. This color is called Incognito. I love these big 22-inch wheels. I love the body colored square side view mirrors. We do have a few things. So this is a luxury in Canada, luxury plus in the US. There's a few things that are missing in my opinion, which would be on the top executive trim. I believe that is called something else in the US. But let's walk through it together. The big boxy front end looks so good to me. I love the Lexus grille. There's gonna be some differences from the different trims. Above this, there is an overtrail trim, which is a really more rugged off-road styled trim of the GX. And that one also deletes the 3rd row. So if you want the 3rd row, you gotta go with one of the other trims. The Overtrail is really focused on off-roading. But what's cool about this body style, I see we have the window or the headlamp washers on here. That's a cool feature, as well as, of course, beautiful Lexus LEDs on the front here. And one of the design elements on this really boxy shape is these big bumps here on the front, and you'll see they line up with the tires. So that's for visibility. And everything about the interior too is about visibility. So yes, it's a big vehicle, but there's fantastic outward visibility in the GX, and this is where your tires are. So say you're off-roading, you're gonna know where your tires are, and that's a really big deal when you're off-roading, because you always want to put your tire on the biggest obstacle to not damage the car. For example, driving over a big rock or a boulder or something like that. But yes, again, love this new boxy shape. All right, so if you go up to the top trim, which in Canada is called the Executive, I believe, you're gonna get power running boards and a panoramic sunroof. I want both of those things. And this one's already $105,000. So disappointed that those 2 things are not on the luxury trim, but that's something to note. Love, love, love the boxy body shape, very similar to the Land Cruiser, but Lexus is just, to me, one big step up from Toyota. Big 22-inch wheels, gorgeous. Black roof rails on the Incognito gray. I also love some of the new colors for Lexus, the Nori green, and I think it's called Nightfall Mica Metallic. They're really deep, sparkly blue. Love those colors on this as well. So much more to love. Again, on here, I love a boxy SUV, and this is like the definition of boxy. It's just really a big, giant square. You can get black badging. That is an option. Love the rear light bar, and I think I've said this before, but Lexus does that on, I think, all of their SUVs now, with the full length light bar on the back. I really enjoy that. I think it looks really beautiful. And then you can pop this glass up on its own, which is really handy for packing cargo and stuff back here. Of course, it'd be better if I was taller, but that's really handy. This is the hitch cover. I love when SUVs cover that up. It's 7,800 pounds of towing capacity on the GX 550. All right, yes, it's a 3-row SUV, but as you can see, my tote bag is not very big, and it kind of takes up that whole space between the back seat and the edge here. So not a ton of room for cargo if you have the 3rd row in use, but we are going to fold that 3rd row down. I don't know if the headrest will go down. Yeah, the headrest goes down automatically, and they're power folding, but I have to hold the button down. So as soon as we have that 3rd row down, we have a ton of room back here. Lots of space for cargo. We have cargo tie downs. We have a household plug back here. We have space for a privacy shade if you want it in place of the third row being in use. All right, it's time to go for a drive. As I mentioned, I love driving this thing. It is extremely comfortable. Obviously power leather seats. I can find my driving position fairly quickly and easily. Of course, it has memory seats, so when I get in after somebody else has driven it, it's super easy for me to go back to my driving position. It is a 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, 349 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. So it has no issues with get up and go. It can tow up to 7,800 pounds. It's a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's really smooth. I've really enjoyed the drive. Like I say, this is an SUV that I would buy because I love the looks, I love how it drives, I love the functionality, I love the luxury features, and it's comfortable. And for a family 3-row, what more could you possibly want? I mean, it is expensive, but it's a Lexus. I love this dash. I love the big screen. I love that it's flush with the dash. They did that for outward visibility. I learned about that on the GX drive back in January of this year. Everything in this is for outward visibility. And again, you can see those tire bumps on the hood to see where your tires are if you're taking this off-road. Your start-stop button is right up here. Big head-up display, which I know is always hard to see on camera. This is paying attention to me and making sure I'm paying attention. Fully digital driver display. You can see we even have pitch and roll on here, which is pretty cool. We have paddle shifters, music controls, our adaptive cruise control buttons. It does have an amazing wireless CarPlay system. I'm just noticing since I updated my phone that when I have my CarPlay connected, it no longer records my audio. But it's a nice big full screen Apple CarPlay, dual zone climate control. Some really nice touches here with a hidden 12 volt, 2 USB-C chargers, towing mode, drive modes, which are just sport, normal, and eco. And then we have our 4 high, 4 low over here and front locking differential. We have a wireless charging pad and 2 good size cup holders, and then a really good size center cubby. And if I remember correctly, when I was in the top trim in January, it had a cooler box in here. But really beautiful, very functional and high-tech interior. I will say the top trim should also get you the digital rear view mirror as well as that panoramic sunroof, the power running boards, and the captain's chairs, which are things to consider. On the interior, we get semi-aniline leather, and I love it. It's very posh. We have a nice cup holder, a nice center armrest with 2 cup holders. We have hidden latch or ISOFIX for 2 child car seats. I love that they're hidden in luxury cars. I do wish we had a panoramic sunroof. You do have to go up to the top trim for that. But we have manual window shades. We have these handles, grab handles to make getting in and out easier, which I love. Some pockets. We do have tri-zone climate control and heated seats back here, 2 USB-C chargers, and a small hump. But this car is pretty wide and big, so I feel like this middle passenger would still be plenty comfortable. And of course, this big boxy shape lends itself to taller people as well. I'm 5'1", but I have plenty of space, as you can see. And this Mark Levinson sound system in this Luxury Plus is so good. I've loved the sound system in here. In the top trim, you're also gonna get captain's chairs here. So let's hop in the 3rd row and check out how much space there is. I do wish these were tilt and slide seats, but they're not. But the 3rd row can be power folded from this side, that side, and from the back. And watch what happens when you fold them down. They fold right into the floor. So that actually saves space for cargo, which is really quite handy. But let's put that seat back up so I can crawl back here and show you. All right, so I have plenty of room this way, but I feel like these seats are really close to the floor. So like, look how high up my legs are, and I'm only 5'1". So you can tilt these seats, power tilting, which is kind of cool. We have cup holders, USB-C chargers, nice square boxy body shape, lends itself to height. And these windows are really good size. Also vents, which is really important for third row. What do you think? So what do you think? The GX 550 is beautiful. I love so much about this car. I love driving it. I love how it looks. I love all the tech inside, like the backup camera that I showed you. It's so good. The wireless CarPlay is so good. And also, there's a couple things that I would like. So I would probably go up to the very top trim to get the big fixed glass roof, the digital rear view mirror, power running boards, and captain's chairs. So it really depends what you want, but that means I'm spending even more. The GX 550 for 2024, all new, starts at about 86,800 Canadian and 64,200 US dollars. This one, a luxury trim or luxury plus in the US. This one as spec is 105,000 Canadian dollars, and if I price it out right on the US website, 81,250 US dollars. Let me know what you think. Do you love it as much as I do? Leave me a question or a comment, and we'll see you soon. Please do subscribe as well.